Hey, stop! If you're a real estate agent, then your career is in danger. Hey guys, I am Sahas and I help real estate experts just like yourself to humanize their brand. And the reason why I'm saying that your career is in danger if you're a real estate expert or an agent is because I'm going to tell you why in this video. I'm not just going to tell you why your career is in danger if you're a real estate agent, but also what is a way out of it. If you like my videos and the content that I'm sharing regarding personal branding for real estate experts, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates. Okay, guys, I'm not really trying to freak you out over here. But the reason why I say this is because the posts like these, they're not going to work for you. They're never going to work for you to get you more business for a longer run. One thing you really have to understand yourself, if you are marketing on social media, if you are posting content on social media, you have to stop selling yourself. And that is one of the ways that you can go ahead in 2021 if you just stop selling yourself. Yes, I'm saying that stop selling yourself. And the reason why I say it, because when you are posting content, because if you're talking about selling, that means you're talking about yourself. What kind of a value are you providing in somebody else's life who is watching your content or who is looking at your content? So like, let's say the post like which says that this is a new township which is available for sale, or maybe this is a townhouse which is available for sale, or a new development. I'm not saying it is wrong to advertise, but even before advertising, what kind of a value, what kind of a positioning have you created for yourself that people want to buy only from you but not make another transaction? So the people buy from you not in a transactional way, more in a relational way. And the best way to do that is by putting a little bit of humanity into the things that you do or the content that you post. Which is why I tell you, always try to humanize your brand. Now, you might have a lot of questions like, Sahas, you always talk about humanize your brand like this and that. Like, how do you really begin? Like, where do you really start with when you have to humanize your brand? The humanization of brand itself means that you have to create a kind of a human element to the content that you're creating. It shouldn't look robotic, or it shouldn't look like that you are just posting transactional pictures or content regarding the things that you want to sell and create business. But the thing is, you have to create emotions, you have to create desires and touch on the pain points, and you have to create a relation with the people that you really want to help. And how you create that relation is by telling how you can help them to achieve their dreams, and how can they form a real connection with you so that they only want to work with you instead of just make another transaction, so that they build more of a relationship with you. And the way to make that happen is by telling your origin story. Tell your origin story. Tell where do you come from. Tell why do you do the way things that you do, and who are you really looking to help. Now, when we talk about telling your origin story, it means like, where did you really start with? Like, put a little bit of a context behind whatever you're doing. Like, how did you get into real estate, for example, and what got you to interested at the first place to get into real estate? So talk about your origin story. Maybe you want to talk about some kind of a thing that happened in the past, which since the time that you actually started dealing with real estate, what was that pivotal moment in your life that got you into that in terms of serving people? Also, when we talk about where did you come from, in this case, you can talk about like, what kind of a mindset that you have around the things that you do, and what kind of a belief system that you have, so that, everybody has their own worldview, and you really don't want to be talking to everyone at once. You need to be talking to the person who really believes in a similar kind of a worldview as yours. So your positioning has to be really, really strong in terms of who are you really talking to, and what kind of a belief system you have in accordance to which the other person wants to get connected with you. So talk about the belief system that you have around the things that you do and values that you have about yourself and about your business. And one of the most important question is, who is it really for? Or you could also say that, who can you really help? This question is so much important because I've been repeating it so many times in every video that I record, that you have to consider whenever you're going with the content that you're producing, or any kind of a marketing, or even for the advertisements that you are creating as campaigns, even for direct marketing and brand marketing, always come back to the one and one question only: who is it really for? We tend to forget to answer this question quite a lot of times, which is why we get deviated to a different direction altogether when we are writing a messaging or when we are trying to connect with our audience, because sometimes we get very generic about it. And which is why this question has to be repeated so many times whenever you are creating content, and just keep this question in your mind so that you know that who you are really talking to, and how can you really help those people with that kind of positioning so that they can get most benefit out of the services or the products that you're providing to better their life. life. One another thing that you have to really consider while you are positioning yourself, you have to consider yourself as an expert or some kind of a person with an authority. Now you must be thinking that I'm not really an expert. I just have a very limited experience in the things that I do. Relax, breathe. Listen me out. If you think that you're not an expert, you have to start believing you are one. You know why? Because let's say if you're a level 2 of an expert, or maybe you're level 2 of your journey in kind of an experience that you have in your business or the services that you provide. But don't you think that you can still help the people who are at level 1 or level 0? So it's just a level of experience that you have, and what all people that you can really serve under that level is what is considered as an expert. Now let's say if maybe you are level 5 of your learning experience or the experience that you have in your career or the services that you provide for, and you would say, oh, I'm not really an expert, because you are comparing yourself to the person who is at level 8. You might not be at that level, but you still can help the people who are under level 5. And for those people, you, my friend, are an expert. So it's not really about an ego or entitlement kind of a thing. But once you start believing that you have some kind of an authority and you have some kind of an experience or level of expertise into the things that you do, people will start believing in you, in your positioning as well. And I also do realize that, not everybody is an expert, because, and I totally believe that. Like, I say that quite so often, that not everybody is an expert, or not anyone who says that is an expert is really an expert, because we are just at a different level of experiences, right? We are different levels of learning experiences or learning curves. So if maybe I were an expert, then maybe I was a god, because expert means perfect. But when it comes to positioning yourself, you still have to consider as what is the general worldview of the people who really wants to get services or get work done from the people who have some kind of an authority in the space that they are working in. So it's okay to say that you are an expert, but not in an egotistical way. I hope you get it. So guys, the reason why I showed you the posts like these don't really work is because they are talking more about a transaction. And trust me, the transaction might happen once, twice, or even thrice, but you cannot continue making that transaction for a longer period of time, because those people who made a transaction once and twice, they might not be repeating again, because it was just a transaction and not really you were able to build up a relationship with them. So try to build more relation through the content that you're producing, and the relationship aspect only comes out when you are actually putting your emotional labor into the things that you're doing, and you are telling them what kind of personality, the kind of worldview, the kind of values that you have as a person or as a brand which you are trying to humanize, put an human element into the brand that you are producing, so that they form a connection with that person and they really want to work with that person then. Another example that I give about the transactional posts like the ones that I just showed you before is that, think about it like, let's say if you're going on a date with someone, is it the first day itself that you said that I want to get married to you? So how do you expect people who are looking at your content is actually going to, revert back, and they're going to say that, oh, you're just so cheesy, it's just so transactional, like, why did you even ask me to get married to you? This is something that you would avoid going on the first date. What is recommended to do in that case is that maybe you want to go for multiple dinners, maybe you want to go for watching movies together, have a game night or some kind of a friends outing. You maybe want to get to know each other even better, to form that kind of a relationship even long before if you want to propose somebody to get married, right? Same thing is with the content that you're producing. You cannot just slap on somebody's face and say, buy from me, this is the post that I have about, which is just going to serve me, not you in a longer run. So that's really very transaction. I hope you're trying to understand what I'm trying to say over here, which is why it's really important to build that relation so that it lasts long, so that you build a great business in your real estate journey. Guys, I hope you got some value out of this video, because my consistent effort is giving you more and more content understanding so that you can create better content for your real estate business. If you're liking my videos, please do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. If you want to get connected with me, you can also connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And also you can visit my site, which is www.sahaschopra.com. Stay tuned for the next video in the series. Till then, take care.